Hi guys, it is finally time to do my Q&A video, meaning you had questions and I have answers, and I can't wait to answer your questions. I know it's been a very, very long time since I originally asked you for these questions, so I apologize for that. I didn't think about what was coming up in my life when I posted that Q&A video because I had my trip to Florida and then of course the trip again to Florida for our wedding, so this kind of got pushed back, but I'm here now and I can't wait to answer all your questions. Thank you so much for giving me questions to answer. I love answering questions. It's so fun. Okay, so let's start with question number 1. I am 31 years old. My birthday is July 19th. I turned 31 this year. We did do a big surprise, not a surprise party. What am I talking about? It was partly a surprise. We planned a 30th birthday for me last year, and then as a surprise, Chad flew down to Florida for the party, and my cousins flew from New York for the party. So it was kind of, yeah, sort of a surprise party, but not really. You get me? I got my degree in, let's see, what was it called? Recreation and Sports Management, I think? Recreation Management. So essentially, I got my degree in event planning. I wanted to be a wedding planner, but with that sort of occupation, you need 1, a very good internship, and 2, a very good internship, because your internship can totally affect where you go once you graduate. You know, you either are offered a job or you have connections to get into a job. At the time when I graduated from Florida State University in 2008, and at that time, you know, people weren't leaving jobs. You either had to be an event planner by yourself, somehow get into an event planning business, or work at a hotel. No one was leaving the hotels. Very few people want to give you their business, you know, to share the income with you. And then, you know, it's so difficult to start up your own business, especially when you're just coming out of college. So after I left college, I got a job at Solutions Bridal. It's in Orlando. And I sold wedding dresses for a while. I was a bridal stylist. I actually started out as the receptionist part-time, and then I worked up to a bridal stylist full-time. At that point in my life, I don't know, like I had a hard time selling things. I loved the actual job, you know, styling brides and creating this look for them. And I mean, even brides you'd get so close to them that they would come to me with like, okay, these are my invitations, what do you think? And this is what I think I'm doing for the reception here, so what do you think? So I love that part about it, but I think when I had that job, I don't remember how old I was, early 20s, and I think, yeah, 23, 24. So I just wasn't in the right mindset for it. I think now, at this point in my life, it's something I would love to do again, because I love weddings, you know? I mean, I went to school to be a wedding planner. I wanted to be involved in this sort of industry. So I think that I would love it now, but it doesn't really work out with where we're located. And if we were to go back to Florida, I would absolutely, if we were back in Orlando, I would want to go back to Solutions. That's where I got my dress, actually. My wedding dress was from Solutions. So yes, my degree's in event management, and I don't use it in the slightest. Isn't it so sad? So I work in insurance, and I handle claims. That's pretty much the most I feel comfortable sharing, just because I do handle claims. I do speak to people on a daily basis, and you know, I don't want to bring that into this life. So I handle insurance claims, and I got into it originally because a friend of the family worked at the company that I work at, and she told me that they were hiring. This was, let's see, in 2010, January of 2010. She told me that they were hiring. I applied for it. I got the position. So I left Solutions Bridal and went to work in insurance. I have been there for 6.5 years now. And how I got into working from home is I worked in an office for the first 3 years of my position. It wasn't something that they were originally offering, work from home, and it was something that was a struggle for me to get, because after the 3 years, in 2012, Chad and I were dating at that point, and he was moving back up to Michigan for a job. So I told them, you know, what's the possibility of me working from home, because there is not an office for the company that I work for. There's not an office in Michigan for me to go to. So I would have to work from home. And it was getting to the point where it was very difficult for me to get it in the very beginning. You know, I kind of got a lot of kickback, but eventually it came down to I was going to have to leave the company and find a company that would allow me to work from home, or they would make this accommodation. They did end up making the accommodation, of course, and I have been working from home for almost 4 years. Whoa, no way. Chad and I met online. We met on the online dating site Zoosk. I don't even know if it exists anymore, but I signed up, let's see, August of 2010. He was the first person, I think, that messaged me. And yeah, it was at the end of August. He had just moved to Orlando from Tampa for a coaching position at the University of Central Florida. And yeah, we started talking at probably middle to closer to the end of August. Our first date was September 2nd of 2010, his birthday. And then we've dated ever since, I suppose. We did have some periods of time where we did break up, but we always got back together, of course. Chad and I got engaged January of 2015, so let's see, 4.5 years? Yes, we met in 2010, got engaged January of 2015, so 4.5 years until we got engaged. I moved up to Michigan when we were still just dating. I moved up to Michigan in August of 20... I guess either 2012 or 2013. I can't remember. Marley was actually Chad's. Chad bought her in February of 2012. And so I did move up in 2012. Okay, it all makes sense now. He bought her in February of 2012. Before he moved up to Michigan, before he even knew that he was going to move. He got her as a puppy. I think she was close to 8 weeks old. Her birthday is January either 30th or 31st. So she was born January 30th or 31st of 2012. Marley is 4 years old. And she's so cute. What brought me to Michigan was Chad and I were dating in Orlando. He is originally from Michigan, So he got a job offer from his alma mater to be the men's and women's tennis coach, and he accepted it, of course. So he moved up here May of 2012, and we were apart for 4 months. While he had moved up here, I was still down in Florida because I had to do a trial for my work from home. They wouldn't allow me to do it immediately. So he moved here May of 2012. I moved in September of 2012, and I suppose technically that is the reason why I moved from Florida. But it was a joint decision. Like, he took the job and we knew that I was going to be moving up there with him. It was just a timing issue. I couldn't move at the same time that he did. So we purchased our house in August of 2012. I think, yeah. There's been a lot of talk about moving back to Florida, but it's all dependent upon what jobs are available for him. I can do my job anywhere, but he can't do his job everywhere. You know, there has to be an opening for a tennis coach, college level. So we, you know, he's applied to different positions in different states. I mean, I remember last year he applied, I think, in North Carolina, in Texas. My only rule is to not go to the West Coast or Alaska. I don't want to go anywhere colder than where it is, where we are right now. And he has applied to several schools in Florida, but the way, you know, because it is such a small job market, and it's university level, they have different things that they're looking for. I mean, they have to open the job to everybody, but sometimes it's like they really want to hire a woman, and that's what they have to do. So I've asked him the other day, like, is it hard for him to apply for all these positions and then get rejected? And he's like, no, it doesn't bother me at all. So we have tried, or he has tried to get us back to Florida, but for right now it hasn't worked out. And that's perfectly fine. I mean, we both love our house here, and I really don't mind it at all here. It just, you know, it stinks sometimes when you want to be by your family or, you know, go out to lunch with a friend or something. We have some of his family here, but of course, my family's in Florida. We live over here. So we live in central western Michigan. We live about an hour from Grand Rapids, if that helps anybody. Chad proposed on January 1st, 2015. We had gotten together with his family to do Christmas because I typically fly down to Florida every year to do Christmas with my family. And his sister and her husband and the kids usually go to her husband's side of the family to do Christmas around Christmas. So we always end up doing our family side January 1st, and we watch football and we have a great day. So that was, we were getting ready to do that. We got together with them. We were watching the Florida State National Championship game. And we had eaten, I think we did like subs or something that day. Mexican. I don't even remember. And we finished eating. We were unwrapping presents. And he first handed me... Oh, this is the best part. So he had his sister right before what was happening. Nobody knew that it was going to happen except for my parents, and he called them. He spoke with them, I think, the day before, because he didn't want the secret to get out. So minutes before, he told his sister, like, here, I need you to take this phone. Molly's family is going to be FaceTiming me. I need you to hold the phone and whatever. And she started like crying and getting all excited and whatever. And he said, Lori, keep it together. We have to get this done. I just think that's so funny. So he had Lori, his sister, holding his phone with my family on FaceTime, and I didn't know it. So they were all gathered at my brother's house in Florida to watch the proposal, which is so cool. So he first gave me a box. I opened it up and it was jewelry cleaner. And then as I was unwrapping it and like looking at it, he had gotten to my side and kneeled down and had the ring. So yeah, it was all family, which I just love. Our entire wedding was, I really tried to make it all about family. So I just love that. And I love that he thought to have my family be able to see it on FaceTime. My brother was there, my sister-in-law was there, my parents. It was perfect. We both can't take that much time off of work. You know, he's got to be back for school, and with the wedding being August 12th, there are just a couple weeks in between that and when school starts. So we couldn't take it immediately after the wedding. And we also thought that living in Michigan, it would be great to get away from the cold in, you know, like January, when we're really over it by that point. So I think that's the plan, is to go in January, because Chad will also be on break at that point from work, because the school will be closed for holiday. So I think we're going to somewhere tropical. We haven't decided yet, but I will let you know when we do. They were navy. I can't wait to get those pictures back, but my sister wore a strapless navy lace dress to sort of mimic the lace in my dress, and then the other girls wore a dress with lace on top and then like a sort of flowy bottom, so it was very comfortable for them, but navy. Serious relationships, like someone I thought I was going to end up with, one. And then, you know, they're frivolous now. They were not frivolous then, but they're frivolous now. 2 or 3 relationships before that one. And then Chad. Ooh, we've gone over it. I have a list. I love names, specifically for girls. I love names that are not girly or like typical. So I like names, I don't know, sort of preppy, but don't tell Chad that. I guess it's in a book, so anybody could really find it, but my number one name for a girl is Everett. I just love it. Like, I just imagine Everett with long brown hair, brown eyes, like me. You know, she's tall. She's gonna be preppy. She's gonna be great. But yeah, Everett. There is a tradition in my family to pass down the maiden name. So one of the girls will have one of the girls. We've talked about having, well, Chad wants to say, let's start with 2 and see how that goes. I grew up with 3. I had myself and then my sister and my brother. And I loved that way, the way that we grew up. We were very close. Chad grew up with just his sister, so they were 2. So I guess we'll see what happens, but definitely more than 1 if everything works out. You know, and I'm able to, then we would like to go for 2 and maybe a 3rd. We'll see though. But I love Everett. I love Harper. I also loved Emerson for a girl, but Chad has an ex-girlfriend and her last name was Emerson or something. So that was taken off the table real quick. For boys, I always loved Charlie William, because that is my father and my grandfather were Charles, my father is Charles, my grandfather was Charles, and then my mother's father was William. So I wanted to combine them, but he's not too keen on using family names, so we'll see what happens. I would have to say, I thought about this. I really thought about this. I would have to say black capris with like this coral pink top. I remember that being one of my high school first day of school outfits, because I had just lost a bunch of weight. I had gotten down to 180, I think, and I just felt like, I don't remember what I weighed in high school, other than getting to like, maybe I got down to like 150. I don't know. In my adult life, the lowest I've ever been is 185, but that's a different question, I think. So anyway, this outfit, it wasn't like extremely stylish or anything, but it was just something that I felt so good about myself in, because it was, you know, like more streamlined. It was closer to my body. It just made me feel thin. And I don't know, I felt like I had finally achieved something. I had lost a bunch of weight. So yeah, that outfit. Or a navy dress that I wore probably when I was like 5 years old. There's a picture of it somewhere. But I just remember it being this navy dress. It had like this wide collar that I think was white. I remember my mother telling me that my grandmother picked it out for me, I think. But it was so cute. And this was a hard question, but I came up with them pretty quickly. I'm surprised. I feel like there would be a bunch more, but the way that I approached this question was, I thought about my childhood, I thought about college, and I thought about now. So my song for my childhood would be The Police, Fields of Gold. If I listened to it hard enough, I could probably start crying. Just because it signifies or like represents my childhood. I mean, like, I just remember when we were growing up, we had music on in the house all the time, especially on the weekends, and when like my parents were cleaning or something, there was always music on. It was always Sting, The Police, Foreigner, Toto, George Michael, Journey is huge. So, you know, I just grew up listening to that kind of music, and Fields of Gold is one of those songs that I just remember hearing when I was a kid. Kenny Loggins was also someone that we listened to a lot. So yeah, Fields of Gold is a song that can absolutely take me back to that time, and it really makes me miss being a kid. What do you mean? That was such a great time. For college and my adult life, probably before Chad, would be Sarah Bareilles' Gravity. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Gravity. That song was my life for a good year. But before that, you know, it just brings me back to like college, and then right out of college, right around that time is when that song is like huge in my life. And then now, the song I picked for now is Michael Bublé, Everything, because the lyrics are saying like, you're a falling star, you're my everything, you are, I can't even think of the lyrics now, but it's just talking about how this person is his everything. And I just feel like that's where I am right now. I'm with Chad, he's my everything, and we're in love. I try. I'm a huge poser. I have a ton of yarn, and I have a ton of needles and, you know, books and things to learn how to do it. I just can't. One, I don't like doing it when it's not cold outside. It's weird for me to do it when it's not cold outside. So I'll probably get back into it once it becomes winter again. But I do want to get a loom because I feel like that will make me go through it faster. Because I want to make like blankets, and I'm great at arm knitted scarves. I can do that for you, no problem. But like actually using needles to do anything or a crochet hook, I don't know, the hardest time like picking it up. I can do like a basic knit stitch, I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I can do a basic stitch, but I can't do anything funky. I don't even know how to change yarns. I don't know how to do any of that. So I have accumulated all of this yarn, and what I want to do with it is to make like chemo caps or lap blankets or baby hats, you know, things like that to donate to hospitals, and then also to donate to like women and children shelters. My favorite book is probably The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger, I think is the name. My favorite types of books to read are historical fiction, because I have a huge, like, deep-rooted obsession with the Tudor dynasty, or monarchy, I should say, and King Henry VIII and his wives, and just like English history in general. I just love it. Like, there was a period of time where I was obsessed with England. So I've got a book on all of the what are they called? You know, all the kings and their, you know. And then I just love period pieces, like Downton Abbey specifically for TV. I love that time period, and I just love reading about that sort of stuff. So I have a lot of books from, you see those right there, are all Philippa Gregory books. She was the author for The Other Boleyn Girl. She's done, oh my gosh, The Other Queen, The Red Queen, The White Queen, or no, The White Princess, sorry. The Other Boleyn Girl. You know, she's done just all of those sorts of books. Historical fiction. I love it. I also really love sort of like modern romances, I guess. They used to call it like chick lit or women's fiction or something. You know, like the fluffy books. But I feel like, how different can you get? You know, you're gonna run out of plot lines eventually. Some books that I really loved were Jemima J. I love Jane Green books. She's awesome. Other series that I love, of course, is Harry Potter. I mean, if I could forget one thing in this life, it would be forget my knowledge about Harry Potter so that I could reread them and experience that all over again. Oh my gosh. I mean, yes. And I think a lot of Harry Potter fans would agree with me. Just like the feeling of going to like a midnight book release. I did that a couple times. It was so much fun and so exciting. I was in middle school and high school when those books came out. I think even into college. But it was like my generation where those books came out, and it's just, reading them was, oh my gosh, amazing. Like, I would just lock myself in my room and read all day long, all night, you know? And I don't feel like I'm ever going to find a series like that again. So I would love to forget Harry Potter so that I could, you know, see it all over again. I picked up calligraphy probably in 2011. I know that I had met Chad, and truthfully, I think we were broken up at one point there was this one time when we broke up, there was a period of time where I just wanted to do things for me. So I found a Groupon that gave me 5 rowing classes so I could learn how to row. My friend came with me. We took rowing classes and we learned how to do it because it's something I've always wanted to do. If I were ever to do a sport in college, I would do crew, or sport in high school, I would do crew. Then I had actually met my calligraphy mentor while I was working at Solutions Bridal. I went to some sort of networking event and I had met her daughter previously at the store, and her daughter then introduced me to my mentor at this networking event. And she, somehow she got my email address and we just kept in touch. And then I think a couple years later, I was finally able to take a class with her, and that's how it started. I took a couple of workshops with her, and then I always put it down. Like I never took a class with her and then kept going. I always ended up putting it down. I think it was just because of where I was in my life and I didn't have time to do it, or I don't know. I didn't even think about it being a job later on in life. That would have been awesome if I had been working on it that whole time. I would be much better than I am now. But maybe just a couple years ago, after I moved up here, I really, I have my office set up, I have my desk set up, so now I really have a space to do it. And I had purchased a book, Mastering Copperplate Calligraphy by Eleanor Winters. I will link it down below. It's a really good book. If you can find a workshop, I would recommend that because it's so helpful to be doing it live and someone tell you any corrections you need to make. I took her workshop 3 times, and it's a weekend workshop, so it's a couple days each time. But I've accumulated all of these exemplars over time, and I always reference them to just try and make myself better. So that is how I started. And that is, I think, the best way to learn how. If you can find a workshop, there's a website called Skillshare where you can look up classes, and some are free, some cost, I don't know, $5, something like that, and learn that way. There's a huge Instagram calligraphy community that's awesome. There's also a website called the Flourish Forum, which I can also link down below. I am a member of that. I haven't been on it in a really long time, but it is a huge, huge resource. There are a bunch of worksheets to complete, to practice on script lettering, on copperplate, which is what I do, on modern lettering, brush lettering. So it's a really, really great resource. And then it's this huge message board where people will pose questions, and then everybody will answer. It's just awesome. It's an awesome community, and I really need to get back into it. So I will link everything down below. Sorry, I did not video my wedding, although I did have a videographer do it, so I'm very excited to see what comes from that. I changed it from Weight Watchers Bride-to-Be to Weight Watchers Wifey. Starbucks iced coffee all day long. Trader Joe's cold brew, I just couldn't make it work. I couldn't make it work for me, and I didn't like the flavor of it, so Starbucks iced coffee. Yes, I mean, it's just a matter of carving out the time in my day to do that. I'm like a jack of all trades and a master of none. I love collecting hobbies, frankly, and within those hobbies, collecting things. So like I have a ton of yarn that I haven't done anything with. I have a ton of calligraphy stuff that I'm not doing a whole lot with. Now I've picked up planning, and I have a ton of washi tape. So I would love to take a self-paced class, and I feel like Skillshare would be a great place to do that. So yes, I mean, I do want to do it. It's just a matter of actually doing it. Now with YouTube, that takes up some of my time as well. So I really have to get into almost like a regimented schedule on a daily basis so that I can get things accomplished. Like, I need to work and be fully present at work from 8 to 4. And that be that. Then when I get off of work, I need to work out. I need to take a shower. I need to walk Marley. Then I can work on my hobbies. Then I can make dinner. Then I can be with Chad. Like, I need to be extremely purposeful with my time in order to get things accomplished. And I'm just having a hard time doing that right now. I would love to. That is something that I do really want to do, because one, it's something I'm so interested in, and I feel like I would love designing, like the design aspect of it. You know, the planning is so much fun, and I love doing that. Calligraphy is something that I love to do. And yes, it would be a great financial addition. But again, I have to be extremely purposeful with my time in order to get those things accomplished. And I don't know why, but I'm just having a hard time with that in my life right now. I don't know, maybe everything will calm down, you know, now that the wedding is over and we're kind of getting things back in order in the house. Once I can get my schedule, my work schedule more concrete. And the problem is me. The problem is I don't want to get up until 7:45 in the morning when I have to be at work at 8 o'clock. Except I can get to work at 8:15. I can log on to work at 8:30. That just pushes back the end of my day. So if I started earlier, I could end earlier. But it's me. The problem is me. If I can live anywhere, let's say US. If I could live anywhere in the US, I would really want it to be somewhere that gets the 4 seasons. Now that I've been able to experience the 4 seasons, I can really appreciate them. It's just that I don't love the extremes that it can get to. And even in Florida, I didn't love living in Florida because it was so hot. And I don't deal well with heat. I get very hot and I sweat and I don't like it. Up here, I love just seeing the leaves change, and I love the crispness in the air, and I love when it gets cold at Christmas time, and I just love seeing the 4 seasons. I feel like where we are, we don't get a lot of spring unless I'm confused as to what spring should be. Because spring up here, I mean, it doesn't stop being cold until like the very end of April, early May. I feel like they just skip over spring entirely and then we're in summer. So, I don't know where that would be. North Carolina? Maybe? But I don't want to live, if I could live anywhere in the US, it would be somewhere that experiences the 4 seasons, but also has population. So, Target is 5 minutes away, and, you know. But I would also love everyone that I love to be there as well. That would be my ideal situation. Outside of the US, I have always wanted to live in England. I don't know why. I have this fascination with the country. And I don't know. Plus, they got Downton Abbey earlier than the US did. So that's something they got going for them. Except Downton Abbey's over with. But, you know what I mean. I think still, as an adult, I still want to. Marley's barking. I would still like to live in England. I just love the culture. With the Etsy sticker shop, I would like you to leave suggestions below on a name. And what I would like it to be is initially a sticker shop, but then also branch out into calligraphy. And I think that's as far as I would take it. Calligraphy and stickers. So if you can think of an all-around name for that, I would love to hear about it. If you can think of just a sticker shop name, I would love to hear about it. And then, what kind of stickers would you like to see? And what's your preferred price point? Hands down, fall. One, the leaves change, and it is so beautiful around here when the leaves change. I haven't been vlogging. I started vlogging in February, so you guys have not seen fall here, and I can't wait to show you because it is so beautiful. Two, the weather is so nice. So nice. Three, I can wear plaid again. The majority of my wardrobe is plaid, so I'm just waiting for fall. And four, you get to wear burgundy nail polish again. My heaviest weight, I think, was my starting Weight Watchers weight, which was 237. Yeah. 180 or 185. I've talked about this before in one of my videos. At 185, I am a size, or I was, when I got to 185 at one point, I was a size 12. I was very comfortable with the way my body looked. I felt great about myself, and I didn't need to lose any more weight. I was blissfully happy at that weight. So I'm sure, I'm 5'8", so I know that some chart out there tells me that I should be weighing like 160 something or whatever, but I think I would look ill if I weighed that much or that little for my height and also for my bone structure and my build. A lot of people have told me that I don't look like I weigh as much as I do. I'm currently 226 because, okay, here's the thing. I originally started at 238, let's say, on Weight Watchers in February. I am a slow loser because I do have hypothyroidism, so that can slow things down. But I also, you know, I've had several trips to Florida in between that time, and when I go down there, I don't do as well as I am here with my controlled environment and my controlled food and, you know. So, but I'm totally fine with that. I'm fine with that it's taking me a while. I'm fine that I enjoy myself when I want to enjoy myself, and then I'm more controlled when I'm at home. I still enjoy myself when I'm at home because I don't feel restricted in the slightest on Weight Watchers, other than the fact that I can't have pizza every single night from Pizza Hut, but, you know. So when I'm, you know, when I'm in Florida or when I was there for the wedding, there was just, that is a life event that I will never get to experience again. So I wasn't going to be, I don't know, spending some of my mental energy on counting points or worrying about what I ate. You know, I don't know. It's hard to explain because I don't want to make it sound like I worry about what I eat now. Because I don't. I mean, I just make choices that fit in my day. But, you know, if I was out shopping for presents for the wedding people, I picked up a white mocha. You know, it's just like, I just enjoyed life and I didn't think twice about it. So, it has taken me a while to lose weight. And I did gain some after the wedding. So I gained 5.6 after the wedding. So that's, you know, I mean, I've done a lot of back and forth. I think at this point, moving forward from here on, there won't be as much back and forth. Because at this point, I don't have any Florida trips currently scheduled. But there really shouldn't be that much back and forth anymore. So it should be a pretty steady decline, hopefully. And we'll get that ball rolling again. But the whole point of that story was that I weigh 226 right now, and I've been in the 220s for probably the last couple of months. And I've been told by several people on several different occasions that I don't look like I weigh as much as I do. I think, thankfully, my body carries it in a pretty good way, so it's evenly dispersed. So I think that if I was at 185 again, I look thinner than 185 I guess you expect 185 to look. I don't know how else to say it, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. Yep. I don't see why. I mean, yeah, I suppose that was my original goal, was to lose as much weight as I could for the wedding, or just to start feeling confident about the way that I would look in my wedding dress. I needed to lose a couple of inches for my wedding dress. So that was my first goal. Now my next goal is, I have a honeymoon that I'm going to be going on in January at some tropical location. So I'm going to have to be in a bathing suit. So let's try and lose as much weight as I can for that. And then it will be small goals here and there. You know, like I think my next goal right now is to be under 220. I would love to get under 220 because it's taken me a while to get there. So I'm ready for it. Then it'll be, let's lose another 5 pounds. Let's lose another 5 pounds. Let's start thinking about the honeymoons coming up. Then after the honeymoon, it will be like, okay, let's start working toward that goal weight. So yeah, I don't see myself stopping Weight Watchers for good. There may be a week where I take off because I'm in St. Lucia or wherever for my honeymoon, or I had a wedding, or I traveled to Florida or something. You know, I just feel like this is for life, so I don't see the problem in taking time here and there to have pizza, then have a sub, then have Chinese food, then have Mexican at my favorite restaurant, then have a margarita. You know what I mean? I expect to do this for a very long time, so I don't see the problem in taking my time with it and enjoying the ride. No, I don't enjoy working out. I hate working out. I hate that I have to. But I'm trying to be in a better mental space with working out, because if you come at it come at it like, I'm so angry that I have to do this, I'm resent that I have to do this, it's going to be terrible and you're not going to want to do it. But I also really try to find workouts that I love. Like, I love spinning in a class environment with the instructor that's awesome and music that's killer. Like, that is, I call it my unicorn workout. So spinning is my unicorn workout. Celia from the Motivated Muffins has found out that Zumba is her unicorn workout. So I feel like you have to find that. You have to find your unicorn workout. Some people love to run. I can't stand to run. I hate it. You know, walking is fun, usually, if you have somebody to do it with. Some people love, like the Beachbody programs, like Insanity and all those things. I hate jumping, so I don't like plyo, and I don't like things like that. I did do 21 Day Fix. I did do, Insanity Max 30, and I just did but those were not my unicorn workouts. Those were not fun for me. I don't mind Bikini Body Mommy because it's literally 20 minutes, including a 3-minute warm-up and a 5-minute cool down. So you're essentially working out for 10 minutes. And I could do that. Your girl can handle 10 minutes of working out, and it's still effective. And it's short enough to where I don't get angry that I'm doing it. You know, it's like 20 minutes, you're done. Bye. So and it's changing up every workout. So I like that. What motivates me? You know, this is a hard question because not a lot. And that's so terrible, but that is the God's honest truth. Not a lot motivates me. Because right now, today, as I'm filming this, I would love to have pizza for dinner. The only thing that's stopping me is that Chad doesn't want pizza for dinner. But I would have it. You know, so like having it's terrible, but I think I've discovered that I'm not a goal-oriented person. Isn't that the worst? Like, I feel like such a bad person for saying that, because I feel like you should grow up. You're brought up to be a goal-oriented person. And I think this changed once I finished college. My best friend and I were like, once we graduated from college, we said to each other, what are we supposed to do now? Like, you work for 21 years to get through school in order to graduate college, and then you've done it. Now what the heck are you supposed to do? Like, so we've just sort of been floundering. I don't know. But yeah, I don't truthfully know what motivates me other than y'all. I mean, you affect what I eat in a day, and making these videos, that was a question. 100%. Because if I didn't have these videos, I guarantee you I would be far less successful. Because I don't have anybody to answer to. You guys. I answer to you guys. So you help me stay motivated. Because if I didn't have you guys to answer to, I don't know that I would still be doing this. Or, I mean, I'd like to think it, but I don't know. It's like a double-edged sword. Like, I need you, but I don't want you to be a crutch, because if you're not there, if for some reason I had to stop this, I want to be successful on my own. So it's truly beyond the scale, girlfriend, because I have to get my mind right in addition to the body right. My favorite workout is spinning. My favorite DVDs. I did like 21 Day Fix in the beginning, but then it sort of gets old for me. I get kind of bored with workouts, so I have to constantly switch it up. So if you want to start something and you are medically able to do some, medium to, I don't want to say high impact. I would say medium level impact, up to medium level impact, then try Bikini Body Mommy. It's on YouTube. It's free. All of her videos are on there. Bikini Body Mommy is her YouTube name. She's done 5 challenges so far, so you can go back to number 1 and do that, or Karen and I are currently doing 5.0. M. Wilson is also doing that. So that's what I would say. I really like Bikini Body Mommy, and I'm so glad that M brought it to my attention, because it's like, it's so easy, but I see the results doing it, and I don't feel that resentment to working out. I don't feel like it lasts forever. I don't feel like I dread it. It's really awesome. So you should check it out. Pizza. Or chips and queso. And salsa. But pizza. Like, faux show. I get the Quaker Instant Butter Grits. I take 2 packets. Shake them. I put it in a bowl. I think it's a half a cup of water. I microwave that. I heat up shrimp, already cooked shrimp. Girls, I make this so easy on myself. It is silly. So I have already cooked shrimp that's just frozen. So I thaw it out. Then I warm it up in some garlic on the stove. Then when that's done, I'm probably microwaving my grits at the same time. Pull out my microwave grits. Boop, boop. Dump my shrimp in there. I also put a tablespoon of I Can't Believe It's Not Butter Light in the grits to even make them more buttery. And then while the shrimp is cooking, sometimes I sprinkle a little fake lemon juice on it. Like the lemon juice is in the lemon, in the little plastic lemon thing. Just because I can't get behind buying limes and lemons because I never use them, Anyway, so I make it super simple for me. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Then sprinkle some cheese on top. Boop. You have shrimp and grits. What is it? It'd be 6 points for the grits itself, 7 with the shrimp, 8 with the extra tablespoon of I Can't Believe It's Not Butter Light. So 8 points for a bowl of shrimp and grits is divine. So good. Then you can, like, if you had more points, you could add like bacon in there. Ooh, chives. I mean, chives don't cost any points. The only thing that would cost points is bacon. We had shrimp and grits at the wedding, and it was like I didn't actually get to see it because they brought all of the food to me and Chad. We were just sitting there. It was glorious. But they had the grits, the shrimp, they had cheese, bacon, chives, and like some very spicy, I don't know what it was. It was some sort of like, I don't want to say sriracha because I don't really know what that tastes like, but it was kind of like the coating that's on Bang Bang shrimp, if you've ever had that at Bonefish. It was kind of like that, but just like in a bowl. Oh, it was so good. My last meal, I don't want to be like come off as a simple person, but pizza. I love pizza. It is so delicious. Pizza and garlic bread. Like, I really want that for dinner. I wish Chad would let me have it. Probably froyo. I love frozen yogurt. On a cone, swirled chocolate vanilla. I'm getting goosebumps. I would love that every day. Yes. I'm not like a dessert person other than froyo. Yeah. Weight Watchers approved food. Grapes. I would have grapes for the rest of my life. Well, I plan to. I love grapes. As long as they're good, holy cow, they're so awesome. I just love them so much. And then a meal. Ooh, shrimp fried rice with some chicken cilantro wontons in there and an egg roll. I think I would have that meal. I could eat that meal for the rest of my life. Well, I mean, maybe, but it's so good. Shrimp. Notice nothing, I mean, other than the little wontons that apparently have chicken in them. I didn't say chicken once because are you trying to tell me something? Because your girl can't handle that. I love my Boom Chicka Pop popcorn. I felt like that was an essay question. That was like, I am in English class and I have to answer this. It was like the SATs. Good question. If it will change the way I food prep, do meals or activity. So far, I do feel like it has changed a little bit because I want to make him dinner every night. Some nights he doesn't have it. He just doesn't need dinner. I don't know. He ate later in the day. Who knows? But otherwise, I like to make his meal for him. And I do try and, like the meals that I make for myself, I try and choose the ones that he will like. He's sort of a picky eater. So, it's a little bit difficult, but we'll see. It's only a couple weeks in, 2 weeks in. Yeah. Activity, if it will change my activity. Right now, no. Actually, no. I mean, I guess right now, no. I'm doing my own workout thing. I walk Marley. He works usually later than I do. He works with college kids, so he's on their schedule most of the time. So, and I forgot that in college that you were having meetings at 10 o'clock at night and doing all this stuff. So for right now, no, but I think like next time spring comes around, summer comes around, we do plan on at some point kayaking. Chad has a kayak and I'm owed a kayak. So we did that once and we really enjoyed doing it together. So I think that'll be great. I think once maybe we have kids and we start doing family walks and stuff, that'll definitely be something that I'd want to do. So yeah, I can do that. I can add that to my list. Thank you very much for the suggestion. The fact that I really can't have pizza every day. The hardest part, I don't know. I don't find it difficult. And I don't know if that means I'm doing it wrong. But I don't find it difficult. And I don't think a lot of you guys find it difficult either. I mean, the girls that, the girls that are my friends on YouTube that have videos and everything, I mean, I think that the main message that everyone will give you is Weight Watchers is really easy. For me, it's really easy. I find, and I think the biggest part of my success with that is I think of, what do I really want to eat today? I know that I really want shrimp fried rice for dinner. So let me track that right now at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to track my shrimp fried rice for dinner, or even the night before. And then I work my rest of my day around that. Okay, so I put 9 points aside for dinner. Let me put an egg roll on there too. Okay, so that's 3 extra points or 4 extra points. And I love that meal. Like, that meal is so good. And I have figured out how to make that work into Weight Watchers. Shrimp is amazing on points. And this veggie fried rice that I found is pretty good on points. And then I found this egg roll that's 4 points or whatever. So I have found ways to make my favorite meals, or the yummiest meals just that I love, point friendly. Which is mainly just finding products that you can combine to make the magic number. That's really how I start out most of my days, or even the day before. Like, what do I really want tomorrow? Okay, I really want a sub for dinner, and I want a foot long. So here's what I'm going to plan. And then you plan the rest of your day around that. You surround yourself with really solid point foods that you love, and you'll never feel deprived. I don't feel deprived at all, in the slightest. I know that I have grits in my cupboard, and I love that for breakfast. I'm perfectly fine having that for breakfast. I know that I can have a yogurt parfait for breakfast, and I love that. Or a breakfast sandwich, or a bagel, or an English muffin. I have all these things in my house, or sort of on deck, that I love, and it's so easy. It makes it so easy for me. The hardest thing, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, other than not being able to have pizza Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from a place, not at home pizza. I mean, I guess that's the one food that I struggle with the most. Is I love pizza, and I love really good pizza. And I mean, I've found a way to make it at home for low points, but it's not the same thing. You know what I mean? It's not the same. So if I can find a replacement for that, that would be great. Holler at your girl. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. And maybe it would be different if I had other people to tend to, like kids, but I don't. I mean, it's unfortunately, I guess for right now, it is just me that I'm worrying about for the most part. So it's very easy for me to plan out my day, my whole day, and that happen. Or my whole 2 days and that happen. Or my whole week and it happen. So I think that might be a hard thing for people not in my situation. My least favorite thing about YouTube. Let's start with that so that we end on a positive note. My least favorite thing about YouTube is, of course, the negativity. However, I don't spend a drop of time on it. Like, no. There's no way in heck I'm gonna let you, or not you specifically, but maybe like the person next to you or whatever. There's no way that I'm gonna let you mess up my day. Like, hell to the nah. No way. But I mean, it sucks that there are people out there that love to be mean to other people. Like, it stinks for everybody else, and it stinks for that person. I'm not that person. I'm not that kind of person, so yay for me. You know what I mean? And it stinks for, you know, like, it's always stunk for situations where, like, one person ruins it for the rest of the group. You know what I mean? So, I mean, who wants to be that person? Like, whoever wants to be that person, you have to believe that something is wrong. Something is wrong. But, once again, there is no way in heck I'm letting them ruin my day, ruin my time, ruin my YouTube experience, and ruin videos for y'all. Like, nah, not happening. I have all the time in the world to delete negativity. If you want to waste your time, go on ahead. I have all the time in the world to get rid of you. The best thing about YouTube is all of the friends that I have made. Hands down, all the friends I have made. Oh my gosh. Like, I never thought in a million years, first, that I would start a channel, second, that I would keep it, because I put up my first, like, video and a half, or 2 videos, and I was seriously contemplating, like, what the heck are you doing, Molly? Oh my God, take them down. And I didn't. I let it, like, sit overnight, and then it got some sort of response. So I was almost not here, guys. I was almost not here. But I would have never thought in creating a channel that I would get to connect and create real friendships with people. And to, like, meet all of these, not meet, but, you know, speak with and communicate with just in messages. Even if we never actually talk in real life or meet in real life, just to communicate with you, even on a comment basis, is amazing to me. To just find all these positive, great people, wonderful people that want to build me up is so amazing. And then to have created friendships with people like M and Melody and Carissa. I mean, Carissa is somebody that I watched as a YouTube, like somebody that did make videos, just a person. I watched Carissa and I was like, that girl could be my best friend. And then it happened. Like, we're friends. We're friends in real life. She was invited to my wedding. I'm invited to her baby shower. You know what I mean? Like, it's just amazing. That is the best thing about YouTube. Other friends. Karen Hernandez, Cherie and Celia, Lori and Kim, Kirsten, Kristen, Kirsten again. You know? Oh my gosh. Jonna and Heather and all these people. The Jesses, all the Jesses. Oh my gosh, all these people that I have been able to meet through YouTube, but also communicate with through YouTube, and then create friendships from that. Like, true friendships. If I stopped YouTube, I would still talk to Em. I would still talk to Melody. I would still talk to all of these people. So, it's just wonderful. Spectacular. Those were all the questions, guys. Thank you so much for leaving them. I really appreciate it. I love answering questions. So if you come up with more questions, just put them down below and I'll answer them. Again, you guys are the reason why I am at all successful in this. So thank you so much for being there for me. Thank you for supporting me. I mean, I was practically a perfect stranger to you, yet you are so warm and so loving and so caring. So I absolutely appreciate it. I hope that I can be that for you. If you ever need me for anything, if you need some sort of pick me up, if you need some sort of kick in the pants or whatever, message me, find me on Instagram, email me, and I will be there for you. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you again so much for watching. I love you. Bye.